My name is Daniel Jordan, and my wife's name is Anita. Fortunately, I managed to get them to stop after that one time. In our social life, my wife enjoys being known as Anna Jordan, but in professional settings, she prefers to go by Miss Anna Vinson. That's her maiden name. We both work a global company, where we hold senior management positions. She oversees contracts while I manage production. Anna believes that being the boss's daughter does not affect her status. Her father, William, founded the business and continues to serve as the CEO. He often quips that with a last name like William, he was meant for greatness. Thank you for meeting with me, sir. You only refer to me as sir when others are around, Daniel. When it's just the two of us, I'm William. After all, you've been my son-in-law for a decade now. If you're still hesitant to call me William, just call me Dad. Anything but sir. All right, Dad. It's just that the way I see myself doesn't really fit the name William. You know, like the man carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders? Why not consider me as someone capable of bearing that burden? Sounds good. Call me William. So, what brings you to me? When Anna and I got married, you prepared a prenuptial agreement. I understand the necessity of safeguarding her stake in the company. That was my intention, and it's evident that if we were to part ways, I would end up at a disadvantage, which is entirely fair. Please tell me you're not planning on a divorce. I took a moment to gather my thoughts, not for dramatic effect, but to clarify my feelings. Unfortunately, I fear we might be heading in that direction. Anna never told me about it, and I'm sure she would have brought it up right away if she had. There is a reason for her silence. Perhaps she herself is not fully aware of it yet. What was going on, Daniel? To be honest, I didn't do it for long. You're a decent man, Daniel, and you've proven yourself to be a capable manager and a good son-in-law, so I'm keeping my thoughts to myself for now. I will only say that I am absolutely convinced that you must have made a mistake. I understand what you're getting at. I am also surprised, and I must admit that my testimony in court will be considered only indirect. Nevertheless, they are very convincing. And what do you think she was doing? Certainly not an affair. Unfortunately, I suspect the opposite. I think she was connected to Baccini. Who? With the executive director of the Massimiliano Company? Exactly. But I'm not suggesting that Anita's involvement in Baccini's affairs was a key factor in changing the deal in our favor. It would be an unethical business practice. She could have been with him just looking for new experiences outside of our marriage or for other reasons. Anyway, despite our shared unhappiness, I believe she cheated on me. That's why I need you to tell me everything you know and suspect, and do not omit a single detail, no matter how insignificant it may be. At the same time, keep in mind that I approach this issue with the conviction that my daughter did not behave inappropriately. I see that you are right. I know this. In order to complete our agreement with Massimiliano, the Italians invited us to visit them for 3 days and 2 nights. Daniel, however, it is important to note that contract may not be the best term. They call it a merger. But, in fact, we are acquiring Massimiliano. Such a merger is called a friendly takeover. Baccini will step down from his post, and the remaining employees will retain their positions and receive significant benefits from our agreement. I understand their William position. It's easier for me to consider it a contract because Anna manages this aspect for us. I just clarified a little bit. A trip to their territory is part of her responsibilities. That's why we sent Anna along with Tom Myler, your right-hand man. This was Mr. Myler's event, and although it can be argued that Anita's presence was not mandatory, I realized that her presence would be useful since she is fluent in Italian. You're right again. Her language skills improved during our honeymoon. And yes, I remember that you gave us a trip to Italy. Please continue. Massimiliano's company has arranged for them to stay in a luxury hotel. Orlando Baccini and their contract manager Raffaele Marini also stayed at the same hotel throughout the visit. In this regard, I have a question. Why did they decide to do this? I understand that they wanted to impress us with an upscale place, But it seems they had no reason to stay overnight as the company is local and does not require accommodation. When Anna talked about her trip, she didn't mention any sights or evening activities. So why were they present? I must say I don't consider this proof, William said. After all, they were the hosts of the meeting. Why don't they join us? Sharing a meal and enjoying an evening drink is standard business etiquette here. Moreover, these two may not be locals. Most likely they travel weekly for work and stay in hotels. It's true. However, you demanded a full account of my suspicions, no matter how insignificant they may be, and circumstantial evidence tends to become more convincing as more details become clear. I understand that. Let's move on to the hotel facilities. I looked through their brochure and found out that only 2 rooms on the top floor, both overlooking the garden, have a hydro-massage bath. You know, the kind with nozzles that spray water. I know what a jacuzzi is. We have a jacuzzi too. Boccini had it in his room I already mentioned. She was not in the other 3 rooms. They were located on the floor below. When Anna returned from her trip, I heard her talking on the phone with a friend. Anna mentioned that she had already tried it once, and the jets made her feel great. Anna did not suspect that I was eavesdropping, and later told me that the same friend had just bought a tub with a jacuzzi. But Anna claimed that she had never used such a bathroom herself, and she asked if we could buy the same one. Yes, but that's just speculation. Yes, I am very embarrassed to share this with you. I have no intention of lying to you, but your daughter has not been honest with me. I have a desire to listen to you. In addition, I believe that Terence Myler went to his room immediately after dinner in both cases. He left Anna at the bar with 2 Italian gentlemen. I know he doesn't drink alcohol, but he could have chosen soft drinks. Actually, that's how it should have been. You have already mentioned that in business, it is customary to communicate with customers for a while in order to strengthen good relationships. If Anna had a private arrangement with Boccini, then it is likely that Mr. Myler could have been involved in this or even encouraged it. To leave them alone is, to say the least, imprudent. You and I would never behave like this on a business trip. It seems that he deliberately did not pay attention to the situation. Although I agree that it doesn't reflect well on him, he may have been unwell. Do you really believe that he could have been ill both nights at the same time? Did he mention feeling unwell when he came back to report to you? This, of course, leads to suspicion. If this were a police investigation, they would be checking the means, motive, and possibilities, I said. Your daughter is undoubtedly a beautiful woman, and this is obvious. I can't think of any reason for her to do this, other than that Anna could believe that being close to Boccini would either complete their deal or somehow strengthen it. To be honest, I'm not interested in this aspect, regardless of the circumstances. If for some reason she has entered into an intimate relationship with Boccini, I want to get a divorce. Besides, given the distance, she's 1,000 miles away from me and everyone who knows her, the possibilities are limited. Terence Green, who quietly left for an early evening, left them together, creating significant opportunities for her on both evenings. I must admit, you have drawn a scenario in which her infidelity seems plausible, perhaps even probable. Nevertheless, I have to disagree with your conclusions based on the evidence presented. She is my only daughter, and I want to believe that she was raised in better values than that. I have to make a choice, but my loyalty prevails over doubts, and my loyalty is on Anita's side. Don't forget that the contract manager was there too. I understand your point of view. Most likely I would feel the same way if I had a daughter. Is there anything else you want to discuss? Yes, there is another incident that has caused me concern and seems to connect all my suspicions. He is connected to Massimiliano's contract manager, who, as you mentioned, was present at the time. I showed him the photo I got on Anita's first night on the trip. I'm sure Raffaele Marini sent it. The picture just shows your wife raising glasses with Boccini. I think they were raising glasses to the successful negotiations scheduled for the next day. You're right, that's exactly what they're doing. Nevertheless, I can't help but wonder why Marini and Myler aren't holding glasses. I felt that Marini was hinting at something deeper. Perhaps his wife was unfaithful in the past, and he subtly expressed his displeasure. But what exactly did he disapprove of? It was just a glass of wine, designed exclusively for the camera. One hand is shaking, and the other is raising a toast. Such a shot could be seen in a magazine or a local newspaper. Marini didn't get into the frame because he was busy shooting. But pay attention to your daughter's left hand. There is no wedding or engagement ring on it. Married women don't take off their rings for friendly meetings. They take them off to appear unmarried, often in search of an affair. William studied the photograph, his expression becoming serious. It seemed to me that I had finally made a breakthrough, and now he has gone on the defensive. Boccini could easily have found out that she was married. So why hide this information? The absence of the ring makes it clear. I am available. Does Boccini know that she is married? After all, Marini is her colleague. Do you know if he's married? If Boccini sees Anna alone, it keeps her in a safe zone. Okay, I'm almost convinced. So what are you aiming for? If, and I emphasize if, my daughter was unfaithful, you started talking about a prenuptial agreement. There are whispers in the office that you can send Anna on the same trip so that she can sort out all the cases and ensure that Benetti comes under our control. If that happens, my suspicions will only increase. But regardless of the truth, I want to get this position. We can start the divorce process with minimal losses for you and the company, which will allow me to move permanently to Italy. This way, you won't have to constantly remind yourself of your daughter's betrayal. You're offering a tempting scenario, but I can't act without solid evidence. You may be able to take a back seat, but my daughter will still be there. She will understand the circumstances under which you were hired and will wonder why I decided to support you. And I can't break the prenup and give you what you want until I have proof. She'll be back from lunch soon. I will prepare the necessary evidence this afternoon, around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. For your information, she'll never admit it, Daniel. She's much more resilient than me. Why are we having this conversation in the meeting room? Anna asked. We have something important to discuss, I replied, wanting to keep it confidential. Please have a seat. Can't it wait until we get home? No, it's urgent. Then hurry up, I need to get back to work. Okay, I'll get right to the point. Did you sleep with Boccini when you were on a business trip to Italy? Did you pull me away from the table for such a ridiculous question? No, I didn't sleep. Well, considering that I was less likely to stumble than you, do you really think that I would have been unfaithful? Never? Is this a lie? No, Daniel. In the morning, I visited the doctor's clinic and found out that I had syphilis. I must have caught it from you. The silence dragged on for a full minute. Oh my God, Daniel, I'm sorry. Was it Boccini or Marini or both? As expected, she recoiled at the mention of both. Admitting your actions would be much easier than justifying meetings with two men, especially with Boccini. Did you sleep with both of them? Yes. I see. I assume that your mobile phone was in your pocket and was recording everything? William asked, realizing that she had lied. Her initial answer was false. I was allowed to. I'm not going to fire her, you know that. I didn't ask for it. Take the rest of the week off and focus on the divorce papers. I got up to leave and he pressed the intercom button. Miss Wells, please send my daughter. A week later, William sent me to Italy, and now I will conduct all business and negotiations with our new partners. And a month later, our divorce from Anna was officially finalized. I received a large amount of money according to our prenuptial agreement. This money will last me for the rest of my life. After the divorce, William sent his daughter to a rundown town to his aunt, so he punished Anita. Now my ex-wife was a cheater working in the fields. Her former luxurious life remained only in memories. I don't know how long Anita's stay in the fields will last, but she will forget this for the rest of her life.